So, what's going on, guys? So, here I am telling you my thoughts about Star Wars The Force Awakens after 3 weeks or more. And I really apologize for that. I've been away for a while and I wasn't able to do a face-to-face review on this one. But this is something that I really want to get off my chest because everyone wants to know from one another about what their take on this movie. So I just want to let you know that I'm back after a very brutal, busy December, and I'll be posting more reviews after this review. So the reason why I'm doing this in an audio is because I want to speed things up, so at least you will hear my voice. Now, this is a spoiler review because I'm pretty sure everyone has seen it already. Now, I've seen it 3 times already, so now I'm going to dissect this film. So there's no point of doing a spoiler-free review. So if you want to check out my spoiler-free review, then go on my Rotten Tomatoes page and check it out there. I actually posted a review on opening day in the morning, and it has been there for a while. Other than that, this is an audio review of Star Wars The Force Awakens, the spoiler review, so here it goes. So, Star Wars The Force Awakens. And this movie is directed by J.J. Abrams, a really lovable person, and this movie stars John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, Oscar Isaac, Domhnall Gleeson, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and a lot of incredible actors. And of course, this is the seventh installment in the Star Wars franchise. So in this movie, the Empire is not fully destroyed. There's this movement called the First Order, and in this army is a stormtrooper named Finn, and he doesn't feel like that he needs to be a stormtrooper anymore. So something is not right in this army that he is in. So he leaves and his TIE fighter crashes on a planet and he meets Rey. And the two of them go on an adventure which would eventually lead them to Kylo Ren, the villain of the movie. And he is really good. The whole movie is really good. Definitely better than the prequels. Now, after looking at all the trailers, making all these theories about the trailers and the characters, looking at the posters, going to bed and having a dream about seeing the Star Wars The Force Awakens, like what happened to me, we finally had the chance to see it in theaters, and everybody was digging it, just like me. The anticipation for this movie is just nuts. I mean, there were some theaters that have screenings as late as 2 a.m., and the theater seats were still packed. People didn't want to go to sleep. They just want to see Han Solo, Kylo Ren, new characters such as Rey and Finn, all the flying and explosions, and it was worth the build-up, unlike the Phantom Menace, which was mediocre. So let's talk about the action. It was so fantastic. Great battle scenes with some of the great flying scenes. There was one moment where the movie where our hero was flying in the Millennium Falcon and you feel like you are flying with them. You feel like you are transported into the scene, and J.J. Abrams is known for his best action scenes in movies. The camera work was well done. You hear the sound effects in the movie, very familiar sound effects from the old Star Wars movies, and I really love how they keep it up. With all the action scenes, you also feel like that this movie is also getting to the point where it doesn't stall, it doesn't keep you bored. It gives you at least some unanswered questions like who is Kylo Ren. This movie was able to avoid so much exposition. It shows you what you need to know, and you end up very entertained about this movie. In the Star Wars prequels, the movies couldn't stop explaining. I literally fell asleep watching The Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones because the movies was just giving a whole bunch of exposition to the point where you have to watch the movie twice to know what was going on. In The Force Awakens, you have none of that crap. It gets to the point. It goes boom, 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 here we go. And every action movie needs to be like that. Along with the action, there is some great sense of humor in this movie, and the person who brings this sense of humor to the big screen is John Boyega as Finn. He is really fantastic in this movie. Now, some of the lines that he said is pretty funny, and you enjoy seeing him, and You enjoy seeing him on screen, but also you understand what he's going through. You understand the frustration in him while he's a stormtrooper. Right in the start of the film, he has to shoot a whole bunch of villagers and he couldn't just do it. And he's like, no more, I quit, I can't do this. Even in that stormtrooper uniform, you could feel the humanity in the character. And then he meets Rey. Now, Daisy Ridley, I love the actress, I really do. She did wonderful in this movie. Two of them have a great chemistry. She's a scavenger, and now she's a part of this big thing. However, there were a couple of times I had some problems with her character. Sometimes I find her character to be good in this movie. A bit too good. She can beat up two guys with her staff, even though she's like 19 years old in this film. And there was a scene where she flies the Millennium Falcon for the first time, and for the first time, she's pretty good at pulling off these stunts. Although it is hinted in the movie that she is good at flying aircrafts due to her scavenger job, so therefore she is able to know the parts of aircrafts and engines. But I don't know. How would you feel if you were watching a movie about a guy who knows how to shoot a gun with perfect accuracy, all because he played video games? It feels skeptical. But the thing that kind of frustrates me with this character is the lightsaber battle with Kylo Ren. Now, after Finn gets injured, she's able to use the Force to pick up the lightsaber and is able to kick the shit out of Kylo Ren. And this is the first time using a lightsaber. You know, remember in The Empire Strikes Back where Luke Skywalker trains with Yoda? That is like one of the most interesting scenes in the movie. Especially the part where Luke has to pick up his ship using the Force and he couldn't do it. Or how about in A New Hope where Luke was training using the lightsaber for the first time? In the original, it was all about practice, and Luke was not perfect for his first time. However, in The Force Awakens, Rey uses the Force, able to beat Kylo Ren with the lightsaber with no practice. Come on. Once you see something like that, you know that there's some inconsistency between the original and the new movie. But other than those major flaws, Ridley's acting was pretty good in this film. Now, I don't really know much about Boyega and Ridley, but I believe these two guys are going to have a wonderful career from the Star Wars movies. Daisy Ridley is the person you really care about in this movie. The entire cast in this movie, you just don't feel like they are just actors. You feel like they are real people who are in this situation together. For example, Kylo Ren. Oh my god. He is one of the greatest villains in the Star Wars trilogy. Really, Adam Driver portrayed this one character as if he was a normal human being. People were worried that this guy is just a replacement for Darth Vader and that he's just going to be some villain that needs to be stopped. But no, this movie puts some humanity into this character and you just feel the absolute pain that he has to go through, all because of the dark side. Now, Han Solo, when I first saw this guy on screen with Chewbacca, it was really great. He did wonderful playing the same character from the original Star Wars movies. Now, once you see him, he kind of takes over the plot just a little bit. Now that he's a little older, he's more wiser, and there are some changes in him. You don't want him to play and act the exact way he was when he was young, right? It just hints to us that he has lived his life for years, and now here he is. For those who've seen, Kylo Ren is the son of Han Solo, and when these guys meet, it's pretty suspenseful. Han Solo asks him to stop what he's doing. He's trying to help his son, and Kylo Ren gives Han Solo the lightsaber, and they both held it tightly, and the lighting goes dark, indicating that something bad is going to happen, and it does. Kylo Ren kills Han Solo, and you see Chewbacca reacting to this, and it's so gut-wrenching. Even though it looks kind of predictable that something like that was going to happen, it was pretty intense, and the camera work and the lighting of that scene was well done. And then you got Princess Leia. She did really great. Once again, both Han Solo and her have some great chemistry, and both have a secret that is pretty painful about Kylo Ren, and they have to go through it. So stuff has really happened in the past. Oscar Isaac as Poe. I really love this guy. I love him. He's a confident person in this movie. Now, when you see him in battle, interacting with other characters, you just love what he's doing. And he's one of the coolest things in the movie. And speaking of cool, you got the fantastic BB-8. Now, this droid is so cute, but it's not sugar-coated around the movie. He's not annoying at all, unlike Jar Jar Binks, who was responsible for the Empire to happen. And also, BB-8 had some sense of humor in this movie as well, even though all he can do is make beeping noises. Captain Phasma, I was disappointed that she didn't have enough screen time. I mean, you got these white stormtroopers and then you got this silver one, so you wonder to yourself what is up with her. But oh well, they're probably gonna save it up for the next movie. Now, who am I missing? Oh yeah, Luke Skywalker! Yeah, he's the main reason why this movie exists today. Why? Well, apparently in the start of the title crawl, it says that Luke Skywalker has ran away, and Princess Leia and the Resistance is trying to find him. He was training a couple of Jedi and something goes wrong, and now he is missing. And BB-8 has a drive that leads him to Luke Skywalker, and everybody is going after it. So the entire movie is about where's Luke Skywalker, and at the same time, there's this huge Death Star called Starkiller Base, which pretty much looks like a planet, and everybody has to stop it. I wanted the movie to have more depth with this huge Death Star. I didn't exactly feel like this Death Star had enough tension in this film. I wanted to feel the fear, but the movie just shows us the Death Star. It shows one scene what it can do, and our heroes have to deal with it. That's it. So more fear about this Death Star could have been more spectacular. And while this is going on, we have the Where's Luke Skywalker plot. And that's what this movie is all about. It's about questions and answers. What on earth is going on during the plot? A whole bunch of information you want to know so bad. And we are able to get some of that information. And the rest of the answers would have to be revealed in the next episode of Star Wars. This movie ends with a cliffhanger. In the end of the movie, Rey finally sees Luke Skywalker and she reveals his lightsaber to him, as if to say, "We need you." And then the movie ends. And it makes us look forward to episode 8. So it's kind of like the ending to Empire Strikes Back. Star Wars The Force Awakens is a good start to a new storyline. It's a pretty okay movie for those who have seen all the Star Wars movies. I had a good time. The anticipation for this movie was well built up for this. There were so many good things about this movie. Old characters, new characters, references to old movies, flying battle scenes, all to a lightsaber battle in the end of the movie. Of all the 7 Star Wars films, I would say that this film is between the original trilogy and the prequels. It does has its problems like the inconsistency points of the original trilogy, Rey being too good, didn't have to go through all that training. This film also can come off as being too much like A New Hope. I was expecting some originality, but oh well, I think it was good enough. I still had a good time, and I'm curious with the next movie. So, if I were to rate this movie, I'll give this film around 8 out of 10. So, thank you guys for listening. I'm really sorry that it took me a while to get this whole review for you, but I'm back to what I'm doing. However, the reason why I did this review in audio is to speed things up, because it has been a while, plus I got a few movie reviews to do, so I gotta speed things up. So if you want to check my early reviews before my video reviews come up, please check out my Rotten Tomatoes page on the description below. Other than that, that is my review on Star Wars The Force Awakens. Thank you for watching. More reviews on the way.